Welcome to the Port Charles Update with your hosts, Mish and Mel. Hello.
Hello.
So, another week. Stuff happened. Joss is still in Australia for the cover again. Like, who she's covering from, she's covering.
But you know, what a job. What a job opportunity that has arisen. She gets to be forever student, gets to have 24 hours with this hottie. We know that there's this long-lasting love affair that will happen. He gets a promotion. Like, you know, they done good.
They did do good. And I mean, look, I get it. I get that her main asset is that she's a student. But I mean, unless she pursues grad school, like at what point do we go like, Jocelyn, are you not getting it? Like, what's happening? Like, why are you at school for so long?
So Brennan just basically hired her to pursue a career because, you know, because she was like lost in school. So he's like, you should take this. You will graduate. You will get your master's and your doctorate. And then she gets released from the WSB. Like, was this a whole ploy to get her to go to university?
Tricked in to high. That's insane to me. But I love it though, because for what you're saying, it's like he meets this girl and he's like, I think that you have something and I think I could help you as you feel lost. And it turns out, no, I just need you for a few good student years. You know,
right?
Like, I don't know what to say about that. But what I did like that she pointed out when he was being a dad and being like, bad, we don't touch each other in the field, bad. Is that while he was berating them for like coming away with nothing, she just sort of pointed to his double agent. Did you get anything out of her? I kind of like that because I don't even think she knew she was being so sassy, but she was.
And he's also shocked because we are very aware that nobody speaks to him in that specific manner. But like Carly and Joss can get away with a lot with him. And what other boss WSB relationship that you can sass your boss because, well, he's dating your mom?
Exactly. I feel like, what did you think, that she'd respect you more? Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Oh my gosh. So the funny thing in all of this is Brennan being really relieved, but also in awe that Jason has such a bizarre code.
Right?
That he's not going to tell on him.
So I kind of like that guy now.
Oh my gosh. But the thing that got me the most with Jocelyn, though, is when, like, it came up between her and Vaughn that, like, there's a possibility that she could move and be, like... so then I was like, wait a second. You don't want to move, so you join the World Security Bureau for the local charm? Like, I don't... Like, how did you not... Like, You're in Australia, okay? And prior to that, you were wherever, I forget, Dalmatia. And now you're worried that you'll be sent a couple towns over.
Right?
They're like, I will do international spy work, risk being killed, but I'm not going to be a townie.
How dare you?
Yeah, that made me laugh. So meanwhile, Carly's back in Port Charles worrying about Michael and not knowing that her daughter is a spy.
Loved the contrast. Like, as much as it's all going to blow up soon and I can't wait to see her reactions, the whole like parallel of it all is very humorous.
It is pretty funny and pretty bad. Like,
well, that too.
I can't even begin to express. So she's going to talk to Anna because she wants to be proactive. Like, whereas no one else wants to come in. Everyone's stalling. Like, I'm going to get a lawyer. She's like, P.S. didn't do it, wanted to. Brendan's my alibi. and at this point, I'm thinking Anna knows that, like, it doesn't matter if you believe her or if you believe Brennan. The point is he can make it happen, whatever. So Carly is covered. And then Jason pops in. And then she's like, how dare you come and want to have a private conversation with a cop without me? So she storms off and goes to see her ex-husband and is super thrilled to see Brick. And I always love, like, Brick's reaction to Carly and how they are with each other and how much it bugs Sunny. I find it also funny. And
it's so cute. It's so natural. Sorry?
I just rhymed, so I said there's a song. You'll hear it if you re-listen, but I don't think you're a fan. I don't think you re-listen, so it's fine. It's okay. It's okay.
I honestly do re-listen to us when I miss you and I just want to, like, have you around at work.
I believe you. I believe you listen to our podcast. Oh my gosh, what killed me what killed me is Jason comes back and she wants answers, you know? I love Carly, but this is like a lot.
It was a lot.
So she wants answers, and like Sonny is teasing her. He's like, I'm gonna pretend she's not here and let her know that I know. Hey, Jason,
Right?
did you find
So
Brit?
bad.
I was like, you guys are so childish, such children. And so then she's like, she's alive. And I'm thinking, this is insane to me. Like every time Carly was in a scene this week, be it with Jason talking about Brit or being at Kelly's with Brit, all I kept screaming at the TV was, what she means to say is, thank you for saving my daughter Jocelyn.
Right?
I am grateful that you saved my daughter Jocelyn, and I want to just make this clear. People don't have to die for it to matter. Like, it mattered that she saved Jocelyn.
Well, to me, it felt like, okay, yeah, she faked her death, but like, Carly, you do realize she didn't fake the saving. Like, she actually like did save her in that actual process, and somebody took advantage of the situation.
Like I have a hard time with that, right? Like, I have a hard time with the fact that she's not even extending more grace to Obrecht during the Lulu thing because of Brit's gesture, even though I know that she's not dead. So it kind of bothers me because I'm like, that's a big thing she did. You know, like the fact that Jake is alive doesn't change the sacrifice made. It doesn't change the fact that in a really difficult time for a person that Elizabeth hated agreed for her child to be Jocelyn's organ donor.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that turned out not to be true. And for that reason, you carry a certain level of respect for Elizabeth. You rein it in to a degree because of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not cool with this reaction when it comes to Brit, but it's like, look, Jason's been back for a while. People who have watched for a long time the whole Jason Carly saga, will they, won't they? Will they actually make that move? The answer appears to be no. But all of a sudden, like I had talked about with you last week, this whole idea of it looks like it. Okay, it looks like it. So now you've got Carly's longing reaction, like, Brit's back. No. And I'm like, you're not together. Like, what?
Right?
You're with Brennan. And so now you have Carly reacting to Brit, and you have Jason reacting to Brennan. He did not like the fact that Brennan was her alibi. He rolls his eyes. He has his head in his hands.
I actually love it though, because Jason, I don't feel like it's like the in love part. It feels like the best friend part. So like I'm seeing that a lot, but they really did amplify things with Carly this week and her reactions to things.
I mean, if that's what best friends are, maybe I'll rethink the dynamic on Big Brother that we've been watching.
No.
Okay, but it's just you're right. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, they have a history. Okay, and we know that Carly never really likes the person that he's with, and she was never really fond of Brit. But when I'm watching her argue with Brit, I'm like telling Johnny, I'm like, they got drunk together one night. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, they were all dressed up all pretty. I think there was drama with the people they had like come with, and then Carly and Brit were at a table at the Savoy just taking shots together, and it was so cute.
I don't remember that. I have to Google that scene.
But so sometimes it's just so annoying how the hostility just sort of comes back, you know? Like if I were Brit, I'd feel pretty bad. The reception hasn't been stellar. But in terms of the Jason Carly part, in Sonny's office, I'm laughing, right? Because then there's just this intensity, you know, like Jason's like, Carly, are we okay? And she's like, yeah, we are. And they're having this, again, I get that they're best friends, but it's still a lot. It's like really intense, like no one else is in the room. And then I'm laughing watching Sonny in the background being like, hi, like we were married? Hi. Like ex-husband over here. And then he's looking over at Brick, but Brick is like caught up in the scene. But it was just so intense. Like, I feel like Sonny's face captures, like, yeah, guys, it's a lot. Like, you see what I went through in all these marriages? I was in a marriage with 3 people, basically. Well, together, total. Not, you know, 2.
I got you.
Yeah. Okay. Make it stop. So I was going to keep going. So now, again, the intensity, Brit's back. And, like, Jason and Carly are having this conversation while Brit is, like, locked out, naked, and pretty mad. The rage,
you know, because like I am older than you,
Okay.
Our audience knows I'm older, and that rage I could
About a
identify
good 20 years,
heavily.
guys. I know she sounds
Shut
young.
your beautiful face.
She sounds young for her age, but we're a good 20 years apart.
Anywho, I was vibing with her rage. I love all the sides of Brit, and she's grown so much over the years. And the last couple of years that she was at GH, there was this tremendous amount of growth, but she never lost who she really is. Like, I love her honesty, her overall sense of humor. Like, that character is so well written. So when she gets up in the morning and she's grumpy and she remembers where she is, and just like the whole morning was like a Monday morning for me. It was lovely. Like, I loved it.
Okay. So you connect with her like cranky side,
I
her
connect with all her
side.
sides, but I loved seeing, because right now, like, reality slapping her in the face. Like, there was so much that she went through, and just she doesn't know where she's landing. She had this huge fight with her mom. She's accepting help from somebody she doesn't really want to accept help from.
Yeah.
She's in a place that is so far out of what she usually lives in. So just to see like everything coming into place in a way that she doesn't want it, like, she's doing a great job at just like showing those emotions.
And we don't even really know what she even went through. You know what I mean? Like, we only caught a glimpse of the tail end. She hasn't even told Jason the full story. But in terms of that whole conversation, I do find it ick. Because it's one thing to have animosity because she's Brit and Carly's Carly. But I guess I'm kind of over the whole having animosity because of like a boy. Like,
yes, 1000%.
That part I'm like, I'm not a huge fan, because it's like, how do you not? Like, Carly is a person who's always sort of given kudos to people who have done an act of loyalty, especially when it comes to her kids. So the fact that she kind of literally like belittled that whole thing, I wasn't a fan of that.
No, me too.
Like, at all. When I talk about the whole like a boy being a factor, it's like to the degree that you can't even acknowledge she saved your daughter. Like, that's a bit much. Yes. And, you know, like, you're not a threat. It's like, well, if she's not a threat, why don't you just treat her like a Brit? Not like anything associated with Jason, but like a person that you don't really know all that well, have highs and lows with, and saved your daughter. Like, leave it at that.
Exactly.
But this is really bad, though. Like, what exactly are they playing here? So right now, Carly's all worried. Oh my God, I was once with Drew and he betrayed me. Okay, like, who cares? Like, we all know he didn't mean that much to you. Yes. And now all of a sudden it's like, okay, so we know that like Brennan is betraying her, so that's like a big one. But now there's another one. It's Jason. It's Jason. He's keeping a secret. Britt knows what the secret is, and Brennan was smart enough to kind of point that out. Like, Jason might be loyal to you, but what reason does Britt have to keep quiet? And she did keep quiet. You know, shockingly, that would have been a good moment to throw that in Carly's face, but it is a big chunk of news. And as much as she's angry and doesn't want Jason's help, I don't think she would hurt him that way. Like, if you think about their time on their pier, the way she was talking about Danny, well, if he's anything like his father. I'm just annoyed when in soap operas they have a conversation and you know for a fact someone's withholding information that is absolutely irrelevant to this topic. Like, when she's asking, tell me about Rocco, and he's like, ask him. I'm like, Jason, like, just ask him. Man. I was like, why don't you just tell her Rocco asked me about you?
Exactly.
Like, he is trying to get in her good graces. Like, let's not pretend he doesn't want her to depend on him and need him in the way that other women tend to. And that's what sets her apart. She like refuses. And I think for him it's like weird. Like, even on the plane, he's like, but they all love me though. Like, you do understand they fight over me. Like, they go into rivalries over me. You don't know what women have done just over me. And she's just not impressed. She's like,
whatever, dude.
I don't care. So I don't know what Jason's going to do. This is absolutely a new experience for him. But yeah, I wish he had sort of maybe said more, just so she's a bit more prepared to what she's stepping into and maybe having context, because all she knows is sort of what happened in the hospital. You know, where she wasn't allowed to see Ben. She knows that the animosity between Dante and Lulu still sort of remains. Wait, does she know that Lulu was in a coma? Yeah, because she was gone for 2 years and Lulu's coma was 4. See, this is the thing, right, about people coming back from the dead. It kind of undoes certain things. Like, her heroic gesture and the fact that her picture was on that memory wall. And I remember the podcast we did about Britt's face being on the memory wall at General Hospital, like that being a really big deal and saying a lot about this like new character that was associated to
Mm-hmm.
literally no one. You know what I mean? She was not associated to a legacy character, and to have earned a spot on the wall, what a huge deal that was.
Oh,
So
yeah, it was pretty massive. I agree. It really does kind of, it waters it down. It takes away from that moment. Yes, we're happy to have her back, but
oh yeah,
absolutely.
but it's weird. So we're happy to have her back. Her mom was momentarily happy to have her back. And I completely understand her anger. However,
Oh, that was intense. Yes, let's hear the however.
what I mean, look, what did you think? Like, I mean, I'm glad Obrecht pushed. You know, Nina was trying to be polite about it, but even her, you know, Nina's not her mom, but she's family and she loves her. And as she pointed out, like we grieve Nathan. Like Nathan is their core, their center. I guess I'm a little taken aback. Obrecht and Britt came a long way with regard to
Mm-hmm.
their relationship. I can absolutely understand Obrecht being angry,
Yes.
but let's be honest, I love Obrecht. But we all know she wasn't the greatest to Brit. And we all
Hmm.
know she's pulled a scheme in her day. I understand as a mom, you lost a second child, and that is a horrible thing to live through. Carly
Mm-hmm.
herself said she doesn't think she could survive such a situation. But I just don't feel like Obrecht, given her own past and history and relationship with Brit, a leg to stand on for some of it.
I feel that too. She needed to step away in that moment because there's a lot of things that can't be taken back.
Exactly.
And I can see why she felt overwhelmed and how she got to that point of anger, but I it was a lot because like there was that clip and we remember all those memories in the last year. So they made up for a lot. But
Yes, they did.
how do you really come through all those years? But they did a really good job of like building that relationship, and all the things that Obrick says about her daughter are genuine and you feel it, and they created this new relationship and new bond. And she just went and broke all of that. Like I don't know what she's going to do and how the story is going to be written. And well, I do, it's going to be Ben, but how they're going to come back together and be this like happy mother-daughter relationship. It's
You
going to take
mean
time.
you mean Ben will be the thing that brings them together?
I think so because like when we saw it this week, Rocco's talking about what his curiosity to Obrick actually meant, but what a relationship with Britt would kind of look like and how that's scary for him. So it's either Obrick painting a path or paving a path, not painting it, to Britt, and then them all together creating this like little unit for Rocco as
But
well.
but even that, I'm just sort of like Rocco connected with Obrecht, and like you said, part of why that was easy was because there was still a distance between him and Britt. But the point is, while Obrecht and Rocco formed a bond, she spoke fondly of her daughter,
Exactly.
honestly about her daughter. So that's the thing. I'm like, I don't know if Obrecht can do that. Maybe talking with Rocco will give that distance for her to soften. But that's the thing, like you pointed out, they've had a rocky relationship, and a lot of those core things about their relationship were handled before. Does it mean they go away forever? No. But I also didn't think that the work they did would fall apart so easily. And I get that Obrecht
Mm-hmm.
was overwhelmed, but I also do remember now and recognize that Brit said something that I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
"Ee." She did say that selfishly she just wanted to go. Like she actually kind of implied I wanted to get away from you.
Yes, she did. But was
And I
that
mean,
in
I didn't
reaction?
it shocked me, right? Because I'm trying to just think for me, I want to give it a little time to figure out what they're trying to do because this, like you point out, is in is
You
in
can do it. I believe in you.
is in stark contrast to where we left off with these two women. And whether or not it was a reaction for Britt to have said what she said, to say to her mom, well, I was getting away from you, it was suffocating. I'm like, okay, is this like part of the story and you're going to explain? Or are you really just trying to do this thing where like we're going to reset a little bit? We know that Brit evolved and everyone said that Brit evolved. So I do expect to see some evolution because you won't stop mentioning it. But you are trying to remind us that she's a villain Okay? So just so you know, if Britt enters any storylines, she's back to villain. So she's in Carly's life, villain. If she's in Lulu's life, villain. If she's in Elizabeth and Lucas's life, villain. Jason evolved. You know, Nina evolved, but it's just bizarre. You know what I mean? Because you're trying to shove two things at us, and I'm just trying to wait and see what the balance is going to be between this idea that you want us to see her as a villain, but also evolved. Like, how is this going to work? There's so many things missing. So yeah, as for Obrecht, I can understand being really angry about faking the death, just that part. But then she took it too far. And the more she was talking, I completely understand, and I had said it before Britt said it, but I can understand how she came to the conclusion that her mother loved her more dead because of the story and the narrative and the romanticism of certain elements. So it just didn't go well, you know, the slap.
Yeah, I did not dig it at all.
That was something, but honestly, I really love the intensity of it. You know, they're showing us, okay, well, this is the start of their story. So if you wanted to know, it's this. Let's see how this lands. But it was everything Britt came back with that I loved, because this is a long-standing thing. You know, she is Faison's daughter. She is Obrecht's daughter, and that comes with a lot. You know, she was able to like disappear. She was able to have status, you know, while dead.
Yes.
She has all of these skills. So I don't know, just hearing her stand up for herself, hearing her, who she clearly understands her own story. No matter how much Obrecht wants to forget those parts. And to be able to call out her mother like that and to just say, I'm just like you, you know, like Obrecht kind of did away with things, being like, I'm mad at you, I don't like you, so you must be this like awful man. But we can't forget that this awful man she chased around instead of having a relationship with her daughter. And the fact that she did protect Nathan from this man, right? She had 2 kids with him. But she chose to basically throw Britt to the wolf, you know, Faison, but protect Nathan from him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, already I can see how she could have a complex. But yeah, it was pretty bad. I'm surprised with everything Obrecht went through that she was willing to shut her off like that. Look forward to seeing Obrecht as she cools down. But then when her and Nina had a moment alone, this part was funny to me. Obviously, she earned the right to say this by the end of the week. But when she said to Obrecht, I'm like, you really had to throw that in there. She's like, I'm a mother just like you, so I get it. And I'm like, no.
Of course. I know. It's like, come on.
Oh, man. Okay, so while I did not approve of Obrecht's Brit slap, I'm not going to lie. I think that Nina would have been entitled to her own slap.
Oh, that was, oh my gosh. What a wonderful segue. Props to you.
Thank you.
Brit not deserving, Willow 1000% deserving. Like, it was almost like I need one of those old school moments where Nina was having a drink maybe and there was like a throw in the face and a slap. Like, I needed something to happen there. But didn't you just get like goosebumps during those entire scenes with her and Willow?
So good. Like, I made a clip, and if I do say so myself, satisfying, and I watched it over and over. I kept all the best parts, the parts that made me go, yeah! Like, all the elements I wanted to see over and over again. It was a thing of beauty. Like, it started off slow where we're just thinking, ugh, another frustrating scene because Willow's in it. And also why the slap would have been really important, I think, honestly, medically advisable. Because we've tried so much, and I think a slap could maybe snap her out of her stuff. So I think that's also how Nina could have rationalized it. But when she comes in to be like, Rink's gone, you paid for my lawyer, did you also tell him to tell me to stay away from Drew? And I'm like, why do you get mad at that?
Honestly.
You've chosen him every time, and your life could not have gone any worse. Like, why are you mad? Like, you ruined your life anyway. Choose him over and over, despite what anyone says. Like, why does that matter? Also, what bothers me about that, particularly in this scenario, because it's around, you know, an actual custody case and speaking to a lawyer and, you know, did you influence my lawyer's recommendation? Like, honestly, what I wish Nina would have said listen, you lost your kids because of you, and I know you blacked out when you didn't hear what you wanted to hear, but the judge made a ruling, and the ruling had a lot to do with your bad judgment when it came to Drew. Like, the fact that everyone keeps saying, I'm trying to help you get your kids back, Michael doesn't want you around Drew. Why is everyone forgetting that they both went to court and the judge said this?
I know, thank you very much.
Getting so irritated of this false narrative. Like, I think we need to be really careful how we talk around Willow, because it's hard for her to have any thoughts that are rational and grounded. So saying vague statements like that don't help the situation.
That's true.
But I loved everything, because I was like, is she seriously going to tell off Nina? Like, you're here, why? Just to get mad at her? No, we know you're here because you need her help, because you don't want to take Drew's or whatnot. Like, you need somebody. You need someone to pay for your lawyer, and you clearly don't want to be that tied to Drew. She wants to be close to him, but not too close.
Yes.
Because she made it clear that she hates him. I hate you so much, I'm going to raise your daughter for you. I hate you so much, so I'll probably just live with you after forever. Oh my gosh, she's just too much. But the fact that when she says, you're just so mad because you can't control me. These were the best lines. She's like, you're not in control of your own life. The fact that, like, she weakly tried to argue, I have a mind of my own. And Nina just stood there, and it was just her delivery of the line. So flippant. So, like, and when is the last time you've used it? Like, I love it. I love that she called her out on her choices. And you could be mad all you want that Nina didn't tell you, but it wouldn't have saved you. You had already made those mistakes. And there's been other things that have happened, and it hasn't stopped you. Like, you're like, this wouldn't have happened. Literally, you just found out and you went back to him. You know that he used your child, and you went back to him.
Well, those weren't lies. Those weren't lies. I don't know what she calls them. Those weren't lies.
Legal strategy. I just can't. But it was just so good when Nina, self-aware, did not realize this woman was that self-aware to say, hey, people say this about me, that I don't take responsibility, that I don't care about other people. Like, when she was describing herself, I was like, damn. But I loved it when she dropped that line, like mother, like daughter. Oh my gosh, so good. What did you think?
Oh my God, it was one of the best scenes with Nina. I mean, Nina has had her highs and lows, but when she finally decided to speak her truth, like, this is the way Nina is with Sasha. We always said, like, she's gentle, kind, honest. They're very honest with each other. It's very unconditional, and there's still room to say the things you need to say.
Yeah.
And I loved that Nina had the opportunity, the strength, and the opportunity to say what she needed to say. And she's absolutely right. No matter at what point in time, the minute that Willow set her sights on Drew, no matter what anybody said, so it wouldn't have mattered if Nina came to her early on. She was already in the headspace of being controlled by Drew. She made that choice a long time ago.
Yeah.
Didn't matter what Nina did. So I'm just so glad she finally got it all out. She had the best lines, early starts to them. I also watched her edit over and over. Like, it was unbelievable. But you know how we talked about Willow's Nellness and her taking a tour around Nellville. So we had like two moments where, she basically kind of somewhat threatened Nina. She closed those curtains when she was talking to Drew. She snuck in the back door of the Quartermaines. So I feel like these were all little nuggets for an explosive moment through Nellville.
She's going to do something crazy, that's for sure. And the fact that she threatened Nina, I'm looking at Nina, I'm like, you're like a little girl. Like, no one's afraid. Like, you haven't become anything. But it freaked me out when she was in the kitchen and just having a fantasy of the stuff she told Michael. Because, like, I mean, that's such a nod. Like, the way that Chase is slipping, even at work, that Anna actually found a conflict of interest. Like, I'm shocked. Like, in front of her face hole, she was like, she's like, I don't know that you can investigate your ex-wife on this matter. I was like, that's interesting that you got there. I mean, I would never have seen that coming. But you have, like, Chase's backstory when it came to Nell. So I'm just like, I don't like this. Like, her damsel in distress stuff doesn't work with Nina, but it will work with Chase. That's why it was really scary. All she has to do is plant or do and say the wrong thing, and Michael could go down. But just how confident she is. Like, no, it's like, you don't have the kids. You don't have a court date. She's like, we don't have a judge. She's dead. But when we get another one, they're gonna like me better. And I'm like, how do you know? Like, how do you know? Like, it's a whole thing. You gotta get a lawyer, you gotta present a case, and you don't even have one.
Exactly. Oh my
So
word.
I was just glad that Michael didn't flinch, but I loved watching Tracy watch Michael to figure out, like, did you murder? Like, I don't know. You seem like you could. I would if I were you, honestly, because there are a lot. But there's definitely no chance of a co-murder. Because then that's like, yeah, because then that's like really, that's one conspiracy, I would say. To taunt herself by showing up and catching Wiley and then have that whole fight. Like, I wish it was calculated, right? Like, that would be such a reveal that all this fighting and conflict was actually pre-planned.
Oh my gosh, I would like freak out.
But yeah, she's not that smart. Because like, you see her in the scenes with like Tina. And then those, I wish she was there, but she isn't. But I'm just saying, like, she won't stop whining and crying every time she gets in trouble. And she's like, I have to be good. I have to be good. So you know you're not allowed the ground. She's like, but they gave me a new one, a new kid. So it's fine. And I'm like, no, it's not how it works. Like, it just scares me. Like, she was influencing young minds. Like, she was a teacher.
Right?
And there's so many basic facts about her situation she cannot hold in her mind. Like, I'm just saying, if you wanted to demonstrate good behavior and make a case, or even show Michael that there's like a hint of sanity left in you, you do know you could have texted him and say, I'm with Scout. Like, Scout is precious to Michael, okay? Like, Sam is practically a sister to Michael, and when he was grieving her, you were doing his uncle. So I'm just saying, could you imagine the good faith built if she had texted Michael and saying, look, I'm with Scout, Drew has cut her off from the family, but since I'm in charge of her, I want to take her to see Monica for her first day of school. She's asking, can you make sure that Wiley, as much as I want to see him, that like they're not around?
That would have gone such a long way.
Imagine if she had done that, because, you know, Michael is pretty reasonable. He doesn't want the kids around her, and he's adamant because there's no ounce of her. And all you have to do is do the work. And I'm just so irritated that, like, even Chase kind of implies, like, you're amazing as you are. I'm like, no, she's not. She has ways to go. And just being like, stay away from Drew and that's all you need. No, she's changed. She can't just rely on a man leaving and then just sit there and wait for, like, her willowness to reappear. Like, she's gotta do the work.
Yes, she does.
Oh, man. So, yeah, we don't know what she's going to do, but she's going to get into some Nell business. That is for sure.
Yeah, big time.
But Michael's family is, like, convinced he's a murderer. It's like,
I know, like everybody.
They're like, oh, I think he murdered again, guys. Like, let's just rally. Let's rally and try to cover this up. I love it, though. That's what family's for.
That's true. Believe in, you know, like, they're all like, let's bury the body together. Like, I'm here for you.
I wanted to share this comment, though, before I forget. This is related to the whole Nina Willow thing. And I was like, this is actually a really good point. So this is a comment from Benny. It says, at the very least, I could respect Nina because she's crazy and messy all on her own. Like, she does bad all on her own. Like, she never let a man control her. When she found out that Valentine lied about finding her daughter, Nina left Valentine.
Huh, yeah.
And I was like, damn. And she even ratted him out, eh? When she met him, she's like, you're sexy, but you kidnapped a child. And she called the police.
Yes.
She did resume dating him. But the point is, she does have standards. And honestly, I can respect that. So when she tells, you know, Willow, that's true, because her husband had cheated on her with Ava.
Yeah.
But it's not like she spent time with him after that. She fell asleep for 20 years. Okay, shocking things. I don't know. Like, I think it's wrong, but let's just give a sinister star, because I think it would be weird if I say Gold Star Sidwell. So I'm going to give a sinister star because he did it so well. The way he delivered that line when Marco was like, Dad, did you kill a judge? He's like, I didn't kill her. You did. Remember that time you ran your mouth? And I said you needed a mess? I cleaned it up. this is on you. I was like, this is insane. Insane.
It was brilliant. It gave me chills. Even like Marco's face was just like, what the actual is happening?
I know. And then, okay, so even though that's really huge, it's kind of dumb that like this is a point I want to talk about. Because I'm pretty sure that in that conversation with Sidwell, I think, what did he say? I think Marco might have implied that Michael's alibi is flimsy. And I just want to stand on this as I did last week. Again, it is not flimsy. He was with, what's her name? Cinda. Why is that not solid enough? I think it's a good alibi. Despite Dante saying, if you can pay for her time, you can pay for an alibi. I'm more nuanced than Dante. Dante's being very black and white about the situation. Judgy. And I believe that those are two different things. I feel that he could have had her company. And that's it. I know that's not at all what happened. I just think it's plausible. She'll lie under oath, so you can't call that flimsy.
She is not her job. She is somebody outside of her job, okay?
Are you kidding me with this? She works for the agency. I don't know. It kind of irks me that Dante implied that. I know it's exactly what's happening and he's right, but it just bothers me. I'm like, why can't you just believe what you see and what he said? I do.
And just walk away, sir.
Yes! My gosh, it's not that hard. Something that freaks me out about Martin.
Uh-oh. What?
Okay. Serious stuff happened. Okay. And I believe these scenes happened before Monica's death was confirmed. But there is a part of me that feels a type of way that as Monica passes, Martin resumes being Drew's lawyer. While I understand that conversation was couched around Stella and him needing Martin because, well, he knows he has like crime papers in his safe. Although I loved how surprised he was. Oh no, that's not the crime I was referring to, like on his face.
Right?
And they can't do anything with it. Isn't that insane?
Wild.
Insane. So when it comes to that, it looks like it's all just Stella business, Drew, and all of his like custody stuff. But Martin, we know, found a letter at Drew's, and it has to do with some kind of letter that Scout or one of the kids drew on by accident, but it's a correspondent between Monica and someone.
Yes.
So I am scared. Like, I understand Martin wants to save Stella, but I'm really nervous that Drew will take things further than just needing Martin for custody. He said it today to Danny. I don't like that my daughter can go somewhere I can't go. And I have been worried since the time he traipsed around the Quartermains after Tracy had walked away when he showed up by boat. I thought I don't know what I thought, but at the time, I think he framed her, essentially. He did frame her with the drugs, but I was worried that he was maybe seeing Monica and had done something shady to change her will to include him in it and to have the house. That really scared me. So I'm very nervous right now because I really, really want Tracy to have the house. Obviously, we suspected the house would be given to Jason, but today there was implication that the house go to Michael.
Yes. How do you feel about that?
I just feel like it's not your time. I absolutely get that Michael is Monica's pride and joy. I just don't get it because this is how I feel. I feel like the fact that all of those really important scenes were handled by Jason and Tracy.
Yes.
Okay? There was so much history there. Tracy and Jason is like a duo we didn't really know we needed, and we didn't know would be so powerful. And it's a meaningful duo because we know the history. Like a lot of the years I watched GH was after Jason's accident. And so that's like most of the time on the show you were seeing all this, and a lot of the scenes they were talking about, I had like recently looked them up and watched them on YouTube, the baptism, all of it. And so just the history between Jason and the Quartermains, like I never thought I'd see the day where things come full circle, right? I watched all the years where like Jason and Carly were young and scheming, and it was like nothing mattered more than to keep Michael from the Quartermains. And now they're in positions where they're questioning it. Like Jason's questioning it, they're his family. But even Carly talks to Michael and she's like, well, I don't know, honestly. Like, I don't know. I've gotten older. I've lived a lot of life. I understand the value of family. You know, she had this truce with Monica right when she was marrying Jason. Like, they've had such a long history, but all of the things that Carly bet her life on when she was younger, she's older now and is like, yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And so it's just powerful watching Tracy and Jason, and also because Jason is this like hitman, right? He's this powerful guy, and he lost his mom, and he was having an I want my mom moment. Like he was so vulnerable.
Yes.
And I think like
Ugh.
it's really cool that the actor got to have this type of flexibility since his return. You know, he's been a bit more funny and definitely more emotional, which would make sense as this character grew and developed. But you're also watching actors who lost someone they cared about in real life too, and that's
Yeah.
tough. You know, as a GH fan, we've all been watching things like this happen over the past few years. So I think just watching Jason, someone who's everyone's superhero,
Mm-hmm.
be allowed to break down because he had Tracy. He didn't have to protect anybody in that moment. He didn't have to console anyone in that moment. And that's what I thought was just so amazing. Listening to stories back and forth, you know,
Oh,
Tracy's
yes.
journey with Monica. I really wanted more flashbacks, to be
Me
honest.
too. Honest, yes, I felt the same.
I wanted more, but part of why I felt that I wanted Tracy to have it, because even Jason, you know, there's still time for him. I think for me, I've never really understood why Edward left Tracy out of the will. I don't even know like how that was settled. It was
Mm-hmm.
like a rough storyline. She got Lila's pickle recipe and she was kind of trying to figure out why this happened and questioning, you know, his love and all of that. And I just feel that Tracy has evolved so much as a character, and she's always felt like she was a bad person, and it's so clear
Mm-hmm.
that she's not just Edward, that she's a bit of Lila, and that's why I think she should have the house, because every time we watch the show, we have these younger characters. We're like, oh, look, you know, like Michael and Willow, they could be this whole, you know, Edward and Lila, and like, you know, you have Olivia and Ned, and they could kind of be that whole like Alan Monica, and we kind of look to that next generation. But I'm so taken with Tracy, and I just feel for Tracy and her journey that I think that she is Edward and Lila. And if someone is going to be head of that house, it's her, because she embodies both of them. She has both of those sides. And I think all those years of it's Monica's house, Alan gave it to her. I just feel Tracy has shown up for her family. Her relationship with them has evolved. She's definitely taken up matriarch. She has this great relationship with Michael, with everyone. She's so involved with the kids. I feel like she deserves to have her home. Like she made it her home when her own family, you know, like her father left her out of the will or kicked her out or things like that. Like I think it's finally her home and she deserves it back.
Oh, 100%. And I think what's going to make that so much sweeter is the fact that she's so willing to have somebody like Michael have it. Like she's talking about her
Yeah.
intentions, but what's not actually happening. And to see the level of emotion that she'll feel when Monica leaves her the house and the will, I think that's like that moment for her where she can hopefully accept all the kind things that people are saying to her when, you know, like Michael said, like you were best friends, and
Yeah.
she downplayed everything. She always downplays the kindness. Like there was that moment of the first day of school and she's giving compliments to
Oh
Wiley,
yeah.
and Brooklyn's like,
Yes.
who are you? And she just kind of like shrugged her off. The way she was with Jason, so loving and kind and tender, and you know, told him that story. Like there's so many sides to Tracy. She is so deserving of that home.
But no one else could have done that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
this is insane to me. Jason can't just be. And that was a moment that really truly was about him. And to hear him say things like, I wish I could remember.
Yes. Oh my God,
I
that was
wish,
heart wrenching.
oh man, because it's like he didn't want to remember. He was fed up of
Yep.
people trying to remember. And I mean, over the years we've seen him, you know, make room for Alan and make room for Monica, and you know, he had his own kid eventually. Like we saw him evolve, but things really came around, you know, the last few years. And the fact that he even lives in the Quartermain house is just absolutely huge. And yeah,
Yes.
anyways, I just think the fact that like Tracy, Jason together, it was just so powerful. And even watching Jason with those solo scenes, like to watch him cry like that,
Oof.
I don't think I even saw that with Sam. You know what I mean? Like when he
No.
said goodbye. And just to watch that scene was so beautiful, him alone, and how powerful that was for Danny. Because, like, I mean, Danny just found out because he overheard Elizabeth. But
Yeah.
to show up for his dad, the fact that Jason was there in the first place as a result of the story Tracy told, to feel close to her, like, that's where they became mother and son, and to go
Yeah.
back there. And then to have Danny sit there. And I love that Jason didn't stop. He didn't pull it together.
Exactly.
He's remained emotional and allowed Danny to comfort him. I know it might have been scary for Danny to kind of see his dad in that way, but I love this. And like, I mean, look, I love General Hospital for so many reasons. They've taken on so many different issues. But one of the things that I feel I really love and stands out for me is that over the years, whether with Finn or Valentine or Sunny or like Dante, was just highlighting fathers, fatherly figures, and men with emotions.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
for me, I think that's huge. Like, we've seen a lot of these little boys grow up, and I love that we've gotten to see these scenes where they're being encouraged to share their emotions, and we've seen all of these. Like, it's okay, let's talk about it. So, like, these are the things that I absolutely love and that are so meaningful to see on TV. And so I really love that scene. Like, a huge goal star to Jason and Danny. What did you think about his conversation with Michael?
Jason's conversation with Michael was also really powerful, and I love that we got the insight because we're playing on Jason's reliving his life and thinking about the time wasted and the guilt of making the choices that he made. And I love that Michael had all those great things to say. It's like, okay, fine, I didn't grow up with her, but as a teenager, like those moments are far more intentional. There's a choice there. There's wanting to learn about somebody. So I love that he was able to share that part, that it didn't affect him in childhood, that he had this absolutely beautiful relationship with her. And I'm hoping that that helped Jason in his process.
I do. Like, I don't know if he can understand. I think Michael might have highlighted it to him. Like, I get that you made the choice you could based on what you were feeling and going through at the time. And yes, you did keep me away from them. But as I was watching the TV, I answered for Michael and I was like,
Yeah.
but he moved in.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You could not have screwed up that bad if the boy you kept away from the family, the boy you raised, decided to go back home and open himself up and be a part of the Quartermains. And I think for Jason it's hard because he's focusing on what he did and he lost a lot of time and he kind of is projecting that onto Michael. And I'm hoping he understands that no, he can't go back into the past and fix his choices, but to understand that he did do that through Michael. He gave them Michael.
Yes.
And I think in time he might be able to see that. And who knows, over the years we might see Jason Morgan show some interest in Jason Quartermain.
There's so many, we've talked about so many things over the years. You know, what would it look like if Jason was WSB, law enforcement, working for, you know, the family company? Like, we want to see all these sides of Jason. And we did get a glimpse of him in his suit during his rescue for Britt. So if he had to get ready and go to ELQ every morning, that'd be cool.
But he said, right, construction. Like, he's still a businessman. While he shoots people, he does build and build businesses. Oh, man. Okay. So, look, Lulu did pretty good humaning this week. She had a rough start with Brooklyn. Like, it's so funny. She just doesn't know how to be like, hey, Brooklyn, can I talk to you?
Yeah.
I want to stick around. She's just like, you think you can dismiss me? She's like, stay if you want. I just thought you wanted to go because, like, you have
your family
and you have kids. But I like how she had to attack her in order to just have a heart-to-heart and for her to admit that Brooklyn was right. Look, I'm going to give Lulu the benefit of the doubt and to be like, that was genuine, because the cynical part of me was like, yeah, she just wants an ally because she knows she's going up against Obrecht and Britt, and she just wants allies and people to side with her. And also, why would you be worried that Britt would reject Rocco when she made a kidnapping joke? I think you're
right. I think you're good, dude.
I think you're all right. And the fact that she spoke to Charlotte about her dad, and she really sold it.
She really came from a place that if we didn't know what that process looked like, that looked like a pretty normal thought process and conversation.
Absolutely. Like, whatever Nina said really stuck. She's like, I could do one better. I could take you to see him without gouging my own eyes out. I'm going to do it for you. But what I loved is seeing how smart Charlotte is. right?
Oh, yes.
Well, what are they getting out of this? What do they want? And all of those questions, and even when it came to the reward for Outback, she was like, don't post the amount on the posters. You don't know who you'll attract.
Brilliant.
So I love watching that because you have like Emma, who's just without a thought, pure impulse.
Yep.
You have Rocco, the puppy dog, that you never know which way he's going to be led. Him and his beautiful heart could be led anywhere. And so, I don't know, I kind of find it really interesting watching, you know, that Charlotte is different. She has other skills. She thinks differently. And I think it's going to be fun to watch all of Charlotte's life experience play out in this normie land.
Ooh, I like that. Okay.
They kissed. So Emma and Gio finally realized that they were in a romantical entanglement. As an audience, we understood what was going on for some time. And they've finally caught up. They almost didn't get Outback back. I was like, this is ridiculous. This can't possibly go on. Like, you're practically related to the people who own this dog. And I don't know about you, but for me, I was losing my crap. I was like, what do you mean, Cody? No pets allowed. You live in a horse house.
I could hear your voice when he was saying that.
Shouting. I'm like, and I even added this in my notes. With horses after I called it a horse house. I was just like, this is not true. They had a dog already. They always kept talking about it. I forget the name of the dog, but Scout would want to go over there, and the Quartermains had a dog. So this bizarre thing, like, there's no way I can have a dog hang out with me and the animals I take care of. What? And then that whole, like, facade, that's what I'm going to call it, between, like, Molly and him. Like, look at us setting up the fact that they're going to try again. She's like, I'm so mad at you. Only call me when it's necessary. I want you to know that I did something behind your back that you didn't know about to Elizabeth. Who cares? I'm sorry. And he made fun of her, which he should, because there's no other reaction to that.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
Those two.
Look, we were talking about Lulu.
We were, yeah.
She was on her way to pick up her kids. And then she bam, she pulled over on a like deserted road. It seems so dangerous to me. And I love how they're all experts in 911. Like, I'm sorry, but her 911 call, like, fabulous. She's like, 911, car crash, only the driver. She said better things than I just did.
This reenactment is not based on
no, real events. But what she did say that was impressive, unresponsive. I'm like, that is true. Good job. But what I found fascinating is that I'm watching this, meanwhile forgetting. This is what I love about my life, is the amount of stuff I remember and forget, and I surprise myself, you know, giving myself a pretty good time. And so I remembered that earlier this week I saw a reel with Nathan, like the actor, and Anna, where he announces his appearance on Friday. So now I'm watching this, I'm watching all the Lulu scenes. I'm like, oh, look at, like, Chase, like, being nice to her, even though he doesn't want to be.
Yes.
And then, like, towards the end of the episode, I'm like, oh my God, it's Nathan. So this occurs to me at their last scene, literally, like the last scene between Lulu and Chase.
Yes.
And then I'm like, whoa, those are interesting choices. The fact that Lulu was on the scene, the person that we blame for his death, and Chase, the person who replaced him.
Okay, but he's supposed to be playing somebody different. I'm, like, really confused.
Yeah, I don't think you're the only one. I think we're going to have to wait till Monday to confirm that it's not Nathan. So if it's not Nathan, do me a favor and don't look at him weird. Okay? Don't, because I know who he is. I know you know who he is. And now you expect me to believe that he's Tom, if that's his real name. So if he's Tom, don't you dare look at him like he's Nathan. Don't.
Can we call him not Nathan for like a little while until 100%. He gets him? Okay, 100%. Cool.
But it's weird though, because I did hear rumors that he's not supposed to be Nathan. But then how could you not be Nathan when Obrecht just slapped Britt for not being Nathan? Coming back from the dead.
No, but really, this would be the biggest, because we always talk about the fact that, like, it kind of sucks because everything that's going to happen, we find out about it on the internet first. So if this is like some giant ruse, I'd be really grateful.
What do you mean a giant ruse? Like, what's
like if they kept feeding
I'm like, did I not see what I think I saw? And I'm like, what is it? What's the trick?
All over the internet, they're saying like, he's not playing Nathan. He's not playing Nathan.
Okay.
But what if he like actually is, and they're just trying to like throw us off, you know?
Okay. And I'm like, you mean he's not actually back?
Stop.
And then I started questioning the scene that I last saw. But yeah, because how ridiculous. How ridiculous is that? You know, like, we mourn Nathan and you're horrible because you're not dead when you said you were. So
Right?
I'm pretty sure. So for me, I'm just like, well, that's a whole in your face, Mom. Okay, I can never do anything right. I died and I come back and you're all happy. He dies, comes back, and you're like, oh, welcome. Yeah, I don't think so. So I think it'll be hilarious in terms of sibling rivalry.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. But I think that Britt should stay with Nina. It's not like Obrecht is living
I
with
know.
Nina. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I think Nina and Obrecht need each other. But what's fascinating to me is that Portia's social circle expanding. Like the fact that Portia was like, oh, you frauded some test results? Like, that's it? Okay, listen. Let me have a chat with Tori.
Bestie.
She's so like this sometimes. She's like, fraud, we can't do that. So give us a minute. And so she's going to be back, which I love. And I'm thinking, yes. Portia needs a place to be able to be who she is. And I have always loved her rapport with Brad, but Brad kept being bad, and it made it hard to be friends the way I wanted them to be friends. And I'm not liking Elizabeth and Lucas when it comes to Britt. I feel like Lucas should put his big boy pants on and go, hey, Britt, I don't like you. Don't remember if I know why. But did Brad help you? Okay. Like, did he help you? Then she'll be like, no.
No,
like, go away.
I feel like she was
go away. And so, like, I just don't like that being rude to her. Like, she's looking for her medication.
I know. Like, come on. But,
yeah.
Did you notice in her assessment that Lucas says, I don't see anything?
Yeah.
So I'm like, whoa, what does this mean?
Remission. So it worked.
Okay. All right, fine.
Drug.
All right, cool,
I
cool.
hope so, right? I hope that her not taking any drugs doesn't have her symptoms return, but there's no way of knowing. And I don't think she's going to take the chance of not like medicating herself. But ultimately that has to be it. Like if this is meant to be open-ended and let's see what stories we can create with her, then you probably have to heal her.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Heal her. And I love it. Dante, he's a bit much. He's like, oh, you see Jason? So mad at him. He brought Britt back.
He didn't even think of me, guys.
He negatively impacts my life. And I'm like, okay, Dante, she has a life. I know it's bizarre, but Britt has a whole life that does not revolve around Dante, well, him, and Lulu. And the other part to that is, what would you have done had she not died? You understand that for years, you were interacting with Britt.
Exactly.
Like,
oh my
god. Chatting with her at like Maxie's wedding. You know, at one point she was hanging around Cody. Like, you guys were hanging around each other. So just stop with the clutching of the pearls. It's like Lulu's not even around. Like, she's not even there, and he's putting on this big show.
It's contagious, though. You know this. With those two.
Okay, so Trina and Kai, it's hilarious. He's like, we shouldn't be seen together. You know, we want to make sure, let's go over what happened. Let's make sure that we really covered our tracks. And I loved watching him remember the bat. It was the best.
Oh my gosh. Yes. So good. It's like, it wasn't even like one thing out of place that you touched everything. You like legit forgot about it. And it wasn't in a bag. Like, didn't they have a black bag as well?
He got the bat out of a bag from underneath Drew's bed.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, yeah, I do that all the time. Like, whenever I go to his house, whenever I go to my boss's house, I go into his bedroom and I take out the bat and I relocate it to a different room. It's what I do, like, every time I'm there. So don't be surprised if you see a bat walking around with my prints at the scene of a crime. It's just what I do.
It's just what it is.
And I just love that, like, Kai is like so shocked. He's like, well, we broke up. So then it wouldn't make sense if we're seen together. People might think we're like working it out. She's like, but like, what if we don't pretend to work it out? Like, what if like we're legitimately just being like right now? Like, what if we're just talking? I'm like, okay.
Yeah. And they're talking so loud too about murder. Like, I cannot.
Like, who cares? Honestly, the problem is his fingerprints on the bat. Not that you guys are exes and still talking to each other. Like, just please stop.
They're such nudes.
It's so nuts.
We talked about all the things, we covered all the stuff, but one moment I do have to make mention to that we love this duo, and every time I see them together now, it's just like I'm loving them. I want to see more of them. Ava and Christina, they're just complimenting each other. What did she say? Like, simply organic genius. They called one or the other, and then Lucas walking in on them, and them trying to like have a cover-up story of Avery. They're like, yeah, Avery. We haven't seen Avery in a really long time. We don't know where she is. She is at the place where Charlotte used to be, and maybe she'll come back grown. We don't know.
It's Sunny's cookout. Johnny's like, where's the other kid? I'm like, what kid? I'm like, oh, Avery? I'm like, I don't know. And I'm like, I'm laughing how Ava felt that her place wasn't big enough for her and Avery, but it's like big enough for her and a grown man who's a doctor and could absolutely afford his own place.
Right? Oh my gosh.
No, but I love that, like, they've hated each other for so long, and now they can't even come up with, we hang out a lot for truce, and it's just funny watching them pretend to not like each other. And I'm loving her little mob lesson. It was like lesson 1, sacrifice, deal with the devil. because she's like, isn't Nina your friend? She's like, yes, sometimes you have to make sacrifices. And I could see like her mental noting, got it.
Sacrifices.
But that's literally her mob training. It's happening.
I absolutely love it. I do have to give an early star to the orange juice. I thought about you throughout all of these scenes of Chase and Dante, and how many times Chase drank juice.
I mean, look, I love juice, but this is what I wrote about those two. Hold on, let me see. Police work at the mansion. Like first of all, if I lived in the mansion, I'm not going to work. Like, I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to work at all. So like, and I'm just laughing, and I'm like, yeah, why would you go to work at your desk when you can have some orange juice? Like, Dante doesn't have to go somewhere to jog. You realize he's jogging on the grounds.
Oh, heck yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wish I was there.
Me too.
I wish it was real.
In my mind, it is. Okay, man. So some cute moments for me is when Gio convinced the grumpy bartender to put up the sign. That was adorable.
That was ridiculous. But if any bar would have put up these posters, it should be the brown dog.
Did you notice? Yeah, I love it. Did you notice that when Emma and Gio were sitting beside each other in that first moment where they like made some serious eye contact? There was a song. Did you notice? There was a song.
What?
Like, well, you know how Jason and Sam had a song? Like, it was kind of it was very faint in the background, but it was a slow song. It was a song. I listened to it twice. So maybe star-crossed lovers, long-term relationship. We don't know what the song is, but there was a song.
No, because when I was looking at them, I kept thinking, oh, so Robin and Jason, because he's always wearing black. But when you kept saying they were making a lot of eye contact, and you're like, the song, I'm like, I was like literally singing in my head. I'm like, what song is like, so much eye contact, I see my eye contact.
That's the song, guys.
Doing? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, yeah. They eye contacted the hell out of each other for sure. At the bar. Yeah.
And my other favorite moment was just Britt in the dumpy greasy spoon.
That was really bad. That was bad. This dumpy place is like, it was my mother's and I own it. I would put you up in my hotel, but no.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so what are your favorite moments? Do you have any favorite lines? Who are you throwing stars to?
Okay, my favorite... Oh, you said it. It was really silly, but it was the "Who are you?" Brooklyn to Tracy. So I'm actually just going to skip to a cutie pie moment. I know I'm doing it in the wrong order. I apologize, but I have to say it. My cutie pie moment. So like I've been like blah, right? So I haven't posted the cutie pie moments, but I've been saying them. So at least there's something. But this one, I've been waiting for it ever since we found out who Gio was.
Yes.
And it finally happened.
Yes.
So I really, really want to make a point of like posting it this week. The fact that they finally came up when she says, Donna goes to him, my favorite nephew. You look sad. I loved it. I love that they're doing it. And then he's like, oh, my favorite aunt. Like, I absolutely love it. Because in the past, there would be these weird duos and the kids were too young. Yes. And so now it's like Donna is old enough and so is Gio to actually poke fun at this. So that was absolutely my cutie pie moment. And gold stars to the Britt and Obrecht scene. Gold stars to Willow and Nina. completely outstanding, stole the show this week. Gold star to Jason and Tracy. A
Yes.
huge gold star for Monica, obviously. Like, I think it's been
Absolutely.
tough for us. You know, we know what happens in real life, and at the end of the day, it's a show, so they're gonna write it in whenever it makes sense for them. But it's hard. Like, so we've all kind of been waiting for this, and it is weird. Even though we know what's happening in real life, we know, in the show what's going on with the character, that they're unwell. But I think it is
Yes.
hard when they're saying it out loud, and I kind of appreciate the slow pacing of it, having people slowly find out, and just that, like, I think with General Hospital, we've always mourned things together, like when they have certain
Yes.
events. And just the fact that they're going through the motions of like, well, we knew, but we're still kind of shocked. Like, we knew, but we just sort of didn't see it. Like, I thought everything was fine. And just like, even through Lucas and Elizabeth, this whole idea is that the hospital or Port Charles won't be the same. And so I
Yeah.
absolutely look forward to just them honoring her.
Absolutely. Getting her on that wall and having that
Yeah.
moment and those flashbacks. I definitely look forward to some more flashbacks.
Oh, yikes. I think they might remove Brits and like,
Absolutely.
ugh, okay, and do like that swap. I'm like, that's weird. But yeah,
That's
so
totally
gold
weird.
stars there. It was a big step. Geo
Yes.
sticking around where Dante was sharing air and food and all that.
And I love that Christina poked fun at him.
Yeah, like I thought that was so cute because this is her area. She can give advice when it comes to like people and things like that. And absolutely a gold star for Christina and Ava.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, let's mention also your cutie pie handle, please.
Yes, so to get the Cutie Pie coloring book, it's on Amazon, and our handle is at Cutie Pie Coloring. Why does it slip my mind?
Absolutely, it is. In our link tree, I believe.
Thank you to everybody who supported us and who is buying it. If you want to check out the pages and stuff like that, you can go to our Instagram page at Cutie Pie Coloring. And don't forget, if you guys color and do anything, just send us the picture so we can also post it on our page. Yeah, that's it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we did it. We covered all the things. We talked about all this stuff. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye.